Types of marriage. Hello, dear friends. Today, in this video, we are going to know about types of Muslim marriages, the effect of the four types of Muslim marriages. So, the four types of Muslim marriage that we are going to discuss today is one, Sahih marriage, which is a valid marriage according to Muslim law. Second is Batil marriage, that is void marriage. Third is Fasid marriage, that is an irregular marriage. And Mutta marriage, that is a marriage which is for a particular period. First is a Sahih marriage, that is a valid marriage, the marriage which is acceptable according to the Islamic laws regarding the marriage customs. Sahih marriage means a valid marriage which is identified by the Muslim personal law and is correct in the eyes of the personal law, and that is a lawful marriage. Effects of a valid marriage are cohabitation of the couple is lawful. The children that are born because of this valid marriage are legitimate children. There are mutual rights of inheritance in this type of marriage. Right to claim dower. Woman in a valid marriage has right to claim dower. She has right to maintenance as her marriage is valid and is recognized by the personal law. An obligation to observe iddat is there in the valid marriage. So iddat is a period that is to be observed by the female after a divorce or after the death of her husband. So there is an obligation that she must observe iddat if her marriage was valid and is correct in the eyes of personal laws. Batil nikah, that is a void marriage, marriage that are void according to personal laws, Muslim personal law and custom. These are those marriage that are not free from legal disability, and that is it has absolute prohibitions or having relative prohibitions. So the effect of such void marriages, like marriages which have legal disabilities that we have learned in the previous video, what are the essentials of a valid Muslim marriage, and one of the essential is there shouldn't be any legal disabilities. That is, they must not be a close relatives. There should not be committed polygamy and so on. That is, there shouldn't be any absolute prohibitions or having any relative prohibitions. So if there is any legal disability, then it will be a void marriage according to Muslim personal law, and the effect of such marriage is that the union of the male and female in the void marriages is not a legal union. Second, the children of result of this children which are the result of such void marriages are illegitimate children. The woman cannot approach the court of law for maintenance, or both of them cannot approach a court of law for succession or any other rights against each other, as their marriage is void in the eyes of the Muslim personal law. The third type of marriage is Fasid marriage, or the irregular one. This marriage is an irregular marriage because there is some lack of formality that existed and which can be rectified. However, these irregularities can be removed. So, first we saw a valid marriage, then there was a void marriage, and if there is a marriage which has certain irregularities and which can be rectified or solved. So, the effects of such Fasid marriage or irregular marriage are a marriage contracted without the required witness, then it will be a irregular marriage. A marriage with a woman during her iddat period. Like women in the Muslim law are required to observe iddat period after divorce or if there is a death of her husband. So during the iddat period, she is not allowed to marry someone else. And if she gets married, then it will be a irregular marriage, or in the previous case, it will be also a void marriage. Marriage with women without consent of a guardian, such consent is considered necessary. Like if they also marry minors, so the consent of the guardian is necessary. Then it must be taken. Then only it will be a valid marriage or it will be a irregular marriage. Marriage prohibited on account of difference of religion. If both the parties are not Muslim, then their marriage will not be considered valid under Muslim personal law. Okay, and marriage with a woman who is pregnant is also a irregular marriage. A marriage with the fifth wife, that is committing polygamy, is also irregular marriage. The motive of this type of marriage is to say irregular is that it can be rectified. Like In case the polygamy is committed, the husband decides to divorce one of the wife and correct the marriage by having only four wives. If he marries a pregnant woman and then he says that yes, he is going to accept the child, then the irregularity can be removed. If there are lack of witnesses, then witnesses can be called upon and the irregularities can be rectified. And so this type of marriage is irregular type of marriage. Other effects of irregular marriages: couple can cohabit without being unlawful or sinful. Now, in this case, there is an irregularity, but they might have accepted the marriage, so their cohabitation, that is, the both husband and wife living in the same habitat, is lawful and it's not being unlawful or sinful. Children through irregular marriage are legitimate and have inheritance right. A wife is entitled to dower only if the marriage is consummated. Okay, the wife will be entitled to dower in irregular or facade marriage only if it is consummated. No direct legal claim on each other. They cannot make direct legal claim on each other, but there are chances that they have rights to make a claim. If there was no physical contact, no need of observing either. Now, if male and female are in a irregular marriage, that is a facade marriage, and later on their irregularities were being rectified and they decided to apart stay apart or divorce, then there is no there has been no physical contact between the male and female, then there is no need for the woman to observe iddat period because it was a irregular marriage. In short, irregular marriage is a thin line between valid and a void marriage. So it is just depends on the circumstances and the situation that whether it becomes fully valid marriage or it becomes void. So there is a provision for women that if they have no physical contact, then it is better that she gets out of the marriage and she doesn't have to observe iddat period so that she can go and marry someone else and have a valid Muslim marriage. Fourth one is mutta marriage. Mutta marriage means, mutta means enjoyment. It is a marriage which is being done for a limited duration only. This type of marriage is not accepted by laws practiced in India. In India, temporary marriage is not recognized, although there are few contract mutta marriage, but such marriage are not enforceable in court. Essentials of mutta marriage is one fixed period of cohabitation that they both the couples, like, they have a contract, kind of contract, that they for this fixed period or this many years we will cohabit or will stay together. This is our mutta marriage. And the second is dower. That is mahar should be agreed at the time of marriage. When they are marrying, a mahar or a amount is being decided, which is to be given to the female, that is the wife. Third is clarity of the terms. If the duration of the marriage stated but the amount of dower is not stated, it could be considered a recognized mutta marriage. But if there is no specification of duration as well as the dower, the marriage is not recognized. So in this case, the duration must be decided. Then only it will be considered as a mutta marriage, or else it's a normal marriage which is to be rectified whether it is valid or void. If it is a mutta marriage, there must be a duration which is decided and stated in the contract. While mahar is optional, like mahar can be decided during the marriage, before the marriage, or while at the time of giving the mahar, the amount can be decided. Effects of mutta marriage: the inheritance right over the other party. There are inheritance right over the other party in a mutta marriage. Maintenance is generally not allowed to the wife unless it is specified in the contract of mutta marriage. If the marriage is not consummated, wife gets half of the dower. If she has left the house before the agreed duration, she receives part dower. Children are deemed to be legitimate, which are the result of mutta marriage. Uh, the dissolution of the termination of the agreed period can be terminated early by mutual consent. So these are the effects. That is, they both have inheritance right. Maintenance is generally not allowed unless there is a clause in the contract of a mutta marriage. The marriage, if the wife has not consummated the marriage and the duration ends, then she'll receive only half dower. If she has left the house before the agreed duration, she receives part dower, and the children which are the result of a mutta marriage are considered as legitimate children, and the duration can be dissolved or terminate. The contract of mutta marriage can be terminated by mutual consent. I hope you guys like and share my video, and I hope it is helpful for your academic purpose. Thank you. Please subscribe our channel Legalize 30.